Hey, this is George Lynch, and you're watching the George Lynch Guitar Method.
You couldn't see that you had to be in love.
Now see the, right here? That's a good mix right there. See, the more I turn the volume up, see the guitar volume? Now one thing about the Boss eBand JS-8 is that the presets come very low. By that I mean we're in the Modern Studio tone patch, which is a great tone patch. Now all these tone patches that come with it, they're good. They're not great, they're good. But, and I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but I have to. I made these tone patches the greatest of all time because I had to tweak them and play with them. And all the tone patches I came up with, I wish they were already on here. But through me, I can make it sound really good. What I do is to make a guitar sound louder is see right here where I have the volumes, the guitar volume really loud. I don't need to do that. Let's put it back here. Let's lower this, right? Now see how low that is, right? That is how the default tone patch comes. That's pretty low, right? So let's get over here and go to amp. See the effect level at 55? Normally the Boss eBand tone patches come at 55. For whatever reason, I don't know, but that's just what it is. So that's why all my tone patches sound amazing, because what I do when I start creating a tone patch, and see, this is still at 50, right? This is my little secret. See the mix now? See? Look how good I made that tone patch already by playing with the amp volume. So whenever you have the Boss eBand JS-10 or JS-8, immediately go to your amp and see on my JS-10 I have a button that says amp. The solo button's gone, but on mine I have a button that says amp. So in this case I'm going to go to the tone patch, which is right here in Modern Studio. Oops. And go inside of it. Now here's where it says amp, and that's the amp that it's using right now, the R-Fire Vintage. And we'll go into the models of that. So remember that was at 55? Now I told you how you come up with your tones. And we'll get into all that, but see, look. I'm going to go down to the very earliest point. So see, the Modern Studio tone patch that we're in, if you play with the amps, you're creating different tones. Look. Look how good that is. Look. actual Boss amps that they plugged in here. See, just play with the amps. We're still on that modern studio. Reminded me of something else, then I would go in the tone and tweak it. And let's say you didn't like that initial amp that we had. This is what I do. I just go through every single amp, every tone patch that I have. Before I finalize it, I go through all the amps to see, can it sound better as is, leaving everything else intact. Just change the amp. There's a Marshall. That sounds good, doesn't it? That was the initial tone or amp that we had, remember? That sounds good, right? Now let's say I wanted this tone patch for something else, then I would save it as something else. And then I would play with the parameters. I'm just going through all the amps with you. That sounds good, look. Now imagine me adding more reverb to that. Now I got Eddie Van Halen. I can't play Van Halen, but look at that, look. The possibilities are endless to make different tone patches off one amp. One tone patch, rather. There's a Soldano. amps are not in the Boss JS-10, and vice versa. That sounds good. Listen. Remember, I haven't touched anything. I'm just playing with the amps. Some people say, I can't come up with your tones. There's nothing really magical. I mean, I do have a very good ear. But I'll dial in a tone, and then I'll just start going through every single amp, leaving all my parameters. And here's an example what I would do. Let's say I like that tone, right? I'm going to come over here and try some chorus. See the bottom right? It says off, right? Let's turn the chorus on. Look how good that sounds already. Look, almost like Judas Priest. See? Does that sound like kind of Judas Priest? Listen. Now we'll play with the, see how it says stereo 1? That's the lowest stereo. Here's stereo 2. See, night and day. Look, look, look. There's a mild stereo chorus. Another one. I like this one. I'll tell you, that sounds good, right? Now check this out. Preliminary Van Halen tone. Now, that's not the Van Halen tone, but I would use this as a template, a building block, and I'll start tweaking it. Off. That's how I basically have fun with tones. Remember the original tone? This was the original delay, right? So we're going to go over here and I love delay. So it's at 55, right? That was the default. See? See, now we're getting to Jordan Lynch territory. Look. See how I can create a Van Halen tone? Now we're on to a Jordan Lynch tone, all with the same tone patch by tweaking it. These are my secrets that no one knows. See, look at these delays. I think it's what, 300? Let's do some Van Halen here. I just came over the Van Halen delay. Does that sound good or what? Tutorial, but look what I just did on the fly. Now if I like this for a Van Halen tone, which my tone is better than this, and I'll give you that Van Halen tone real soon, I can use this as a building block. But see how good that sounds? Some other features. Okay, now let's start going through the various presets of the Boss eBand JS-8 just to demo some custom or some tones that come with the eBand. Alright, here's the blues category. Click the arrow button. Now you're in the blues category. These are all the tone patches that are in the blues category. And then the last patch will get you into the next category, which in that case would be soul funk, and on and on and on. So there are 11 tone patches in the blues category. Here's the soul funk. Now I like this. If you're like, hey, what are the settings for this? Well, the amp for this one's a JC120. The wah. See, there's no wah on the Boss JS-10. Unless you have a foot switch. See? Jazz, these are the jazz tones. Liverpool, obviously that's going to be the British invasion from the Beatles, Rolling Stones, the Kinks. See? The beauty of the eBand is you can go inside and play with it. Now here, the delay is off. Chorus is off, let's put it on. And you get the idea. Go back to the effects right here. And on, there's your 70s hard rock. 80s metal. Now, Tone Journey, obviously they can't call it Journey, but calling it Tone Journey will give you a Journey Neil Sean tone by default. Now, I love, you're like, Tony, how do you come up with the tones? Now, I don't have my other eBand next to me. I don't have any settings memorized, but I'm going to play with it. I'm going to show you what I can come up with on the fly, just from my experience. There's a delay, right? Delay. Now let's see, you want to add some phaser? That's the overdrive distortion. That's the compressor, limiter. that's pretty much how you get around playing with the effects and parameters. There's your threshold. It's just loaded with all sorts of delays, single, pan, stereo, reverse, analog, tape, and modulation. See, check out the chorus and delay and all the other effects. That's how you navigate throughout. Does that sound good? Now check this out. To me, I don't like having to do this with the volume, but all the presets come low, and by low meaning, let's go inside the Tokyo Dreamland. To go inside a tone patch, see the right arrow? We're going to go inside. Don't worry about this, because I don't even worry about that. It just tells you the graphs. You go into your amp, and these are all your effects. And if they're off, it's going to tell you if it's off. If it's on, you go inside of it. So for the Tokyo Dreamland, these are all the effects for that Tokyo Dreamland preset. This comes with the Boss eBand. Now in the Boss eBand, I hit the amp section, right? See the amp? Play with the volume. They have the compressor going on right there. These are all the settings for the compressor. See? It's pretty self-explanatory. You go into, now, let's say you don't want the compressor. That's up to you. Then you can put it to the octave divider. Now, the octave divider, that's not in the Boss eBand JS-8. Roland Boss, what are you thinking? I don't have this tone. I don't have this octave divider. Isn't it nice? Look, phaser. Now see here on the Overdrive, these are all your overdrives. Now I like my overdrive better than the JS-8 because it's separate. It's a separate menu. But here's your mid boost, clean boost, treble boost, blues, all your overdrives. And all right, now how to read this screen. All right, it's really simple. Right here where it says number 0570, that's the name of the currently selected song. And there is a guitar that's highlighted. This is the level mixer right there. See where it says L and R? That's the level mixer. Left, right speaker, left speaker, right speaker. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? Right here where it says 1, that's going to be the song playback location. See where it says P096? That is a Boss preset number 96, which happens to be Spanish Highway. That's the number and name of the current selected effects patch that just happens to be selected. Right? And then where it says remaining, you got 99 minutes of available time to record a track. 99 minutes. Why? Because the SD card in the back, I think it's a gigabyte, or I don't know how many gigabytes the SD card is, but the bigger the SD card, you just have a lot of room to just basically record endlessly. So that's what makes the eBand really fun. You can just start jamming and then loop it and then record yourself. We'll get into that. Now what makes the Boss eBand JS-8 and the JS-10, but we're talking about the JS-8, very versatile, unlike other amps and so forth, is that you can use the JS-8 with many other devices. You can use it with a computer, expression pedals, foot switches. Those are sold separately, but you can basically change effects and parameters with a foot switch. I never got a foot switch because I just never got around to doing it. Maybe one day I will, but I don't have any use for it. But you can use it like a foot pedal and change different effects and so forth instead of manually dialing it in. I'm just here in my little studio having fun, so I don't need a foot switch. And but if it is available in the back, you can just plug in a foot switch where I showed you. You can plug in a USB cable. I showed you in the back where the SD card connector goes and the USB memory connector, the flash drive, where it will go, when you can hook it up to the computer. So it's really simple. Hooking up a guitar is quite simple. You can hook up a guitar or microphone right here. You can hook up your headphones right over here. This is your guitar volume. So let's say you got your master volume at 50. There's 50, right? And hey, it's too loud. Lower your guitar. You know, you're with family or you got your kids or whatever, and you're saying you're too loud. You can either lower your master volume or keep your master volume high and just lower your guitar volume, which we'll get into. You can drop your guitar volume so you'll hear more of the backing track, but your guitar volume will be lower. So let's say you're playing rhythm guitar. You can put your rhythm right here, and you're going to punch up a solo. You can turn it up here, and now your solo is going to be like a nice boost right here. When I play with my Boss eBands, I always have them right here at 50. I just never move them. That's just me. All my tone patches sound amazing. I have the best tone patches in all of YouTube. I have the best... wait till you hear them. Anyways, but no, you can move these any way you want to. But since I have my eBands, I got 2 of them. I always leave them here and there. When I'm recording videos for YouTube though, I'll leave the volume here, and then I'll play with the guitar volume there. Alright, connecting the Boss eBand with various instruments is quite simple. What you do is you can put your guitar or microphone in here. You put your headphones in there. This is your guitar volume. When I have my eBand, I usually have them both at 50. But when I'm recording, I always keep this master level here at 50. And you're going to see the EQ go over here. And then when I want to punch it, I'll just either turn the guitar level up or down depending on the mix. Because the mix will max out. And you'll see where it maxes out. And if it maxes out, I just drop the guitar volume so that it's, you know, good. So that when I'm uploading videos for YouTube, it's a nice mix and not distorted and crackly and so forth. So you can hook up your guitar here or your microphone here. Now with the Boss JS-10, which is another video, it's got 2 inputs where you can have 2 different instruments going at the same time, and those 2 instruments can have their own effects and parameters going separately at the same time. So in that regard, I could dial in a clean patch, and then I can have my guitar student over here with a distorted patch, and we can both jam and so forth. So that's where the JS-10 is different than the JS-8. Again, that video is below if you want to see all the pros and cons of each unit. But right now, let's just focus on the JS-8. Alright, so this is where you hook up. Alright, recording on the eBand is very simple. Just plug your guitar in right here, And just go ahead and pick out a patch, and we'll go through all the patches here. These are all the patches that come built in the Boss eBand JS-8. That's where it starts off at, blues. And if you go into the blues, see my cursor? This is just a window. So this will give you like a window of all the tone patches. So here's blues, soul, funk. Those are all the coinciding tone patches for that genre of type of music, jazz. And those are all the effects that come with it. And these you'll find all these sounds also on the GT10 and GT100 effects processor. Liverpool, there's the 70s hard rock. There's some amazing tones. We'll go through them. 80s metal, modern metal, West Coast, fuzz rock, studio, progressive, surf rock, country. See where it says category. Punk pop, bass. You can plug in your bass right here. So instead of your guitar, plug in a bass, and then these are all your bass patches. I wouldn't recommend using these for your guitar because they're made for the bass. But you can if you want to. And your microphone. So again, you plug in your microphone, and then these are the effects for your microphone with some nice delays and reverb and echo and so forth. And then it goes right back to the cycle. And these are all your user patches. We're going to load these up. We haven't done it yet. See where it says user patches? And that's where it ends, right? The last tone patch. See, 130? So this comes with at least, what, 130 presets. Excuse me. The JS-8 comes with 130 presets. See all this? So it's just loaded. So we come over here, and we're going to show you how to load up tone patches. I'll give you some also. Then all these, I believe it lets you load up to 100. And there it is. So we're going to be loading these up. Not all of it, but a lot of it. We're going to be loading this up. And this is where you can make your own custom tone patches. This is where I have a field day. And you can start from scratch, or you can pick a tone patch like I do, and you overwrite a pre-existing preset, and then you just go from there. That's pretty much how I came up with all my tones. Let's say I typed in I'll plug in just a second. A modern studio. I have no idea what that sounds like right now. But let's say I plug in a modern studio. I would play it. You see that I'm moving the cursor. Then you're going to get into your specifics. Your amp, your overdrive distortion effects. See where it says ODD DS effects. Here's your EQ. There's your noise gate. Here's your delay. See, I'm moving the cursor here. This is your chorus, the reverb, and easy characteristics, which I never use. But the thing about this is, again, this menu is entirely different than the JS-10. So that video again is below if you want to see the comparisons. But this one is a lot of fun. And I can just tell you up front, this has more parameters and effects and settings in the effects portion than the JS-10. And for the life of me, I don't know why Boss Roland did not throw everything into the JS-10 and then some, but instead they took out a bunch of this stuff, and I didn't have it with my JS-10. They upgraded the speaker system, which sounds amazing, a lot better than the JS-8. So there's some pros and cons there, but my wish, if they come up with another eBand that's newer than the JS-10, that they bring back all the effects from the JS-8 and load it up into the brand newest version of the Boss eBand, if they ever come up with one. I have no idea. There's no buzz yet on any word on a new eBand. I haven't checked. I don't know what's going on with the Boss eBand. I think the JS-10 came out last in 2010. So whenever the GT100 came out was when the Boss eBand JS-10 came out, and they haven't released anything new. And so Fractal Audio Line 6 Helix is like blowing them by until Boss gets their stuff together and comes up with another higher end model over the GT100, which is a very good model. But you always have to improve and make better and better. The Boss eBand is awesome, and they can make it better, and I'd be happy to give my thoughts on making it better. But for the time being, all the effects from the JS-8 should go into the JS-10 and to the newest one, and then throw some more effects and so forth. Like what I would have here. See the effects here? If you're on the octave divider, you can have the octave divider at the same time with a phaser. Once you leave the octave divider, these are all your settings for the octave divider. So let's say I'm in the phaser, right? I can't use the phaser with a flanger. I can't use any of these effects together. I can use it though with the chorus because they separated the chorus, which is awesome. On the Boss JS-10, they don't give me the separate menu over here. See where this chorus is all by itself? On the JS-10, they threw it over here with the effects. Chorus would be over here, so I cannot hook up flanger and chorus, phaser and chorus, tremolo and chorus. All of these you can join it with the chorus, which is nice, because maybe you want to have a chorus flanger, a chorus phaser, a chorus tremolo. That's really nice. The JS-10 does not allow you to combine effects like this, other than delay. So on the JS-10, all these effects, it's one or the other. That's the only downside of the JS-10, and somewhat of the JS-8. I can't use the flanger with an octave divider together, because here's my settings right here. It's on, but once I get out of there, I'm no longer in flanger mode, I'm in phaser mode. So what if I wanted phaser and flanger? I can't do that. I just can't do that with this. So if I was Roland Boss, I would have different menus like this for a chorus all by itself, a flanger all by itself, a tremolo all by itself, all the effects that they would have, I would have them in little windows all by itself, so that you can have chorus off, and then that would be flanger on, delay on, and so on and so forth. That would be my recommendation. Have all the effects be able to play together. So you can have 5 effects going on at the same time, 8 effects going on at the same time, 1 effect by itself, as opposed to, let's put them all in here, look at all the effects we offer. Yeah, but what if I want tremolo and phaser? I can't do it. What if I want a tremolo and an octave divider? I can't do it. So that's where I'm cutting up and criticizing Ross, Roland Boss. Get your stuff together and make all your effects separate so that you can have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 effects going on at the same time. You can do it. You can do it because you've got the menu right here. So go ahead and make separate menus for all the effects, because that would make it so much more fun and versatile. That's just me. Alright, now let's get into the Boss eBand. Now I'm going to show you how to quickly maneuver around the Boss eBand with different tracks. Again, I went to effects. You hit the effects right here. You can either hit the right arrow to get inside all the effects of that category. See the category on the left? These are all the effects in that category. When it's all over, it goes back to another category. So let's say I want to go into 80s metal. Click the right arrow key. These are all the tones in the 80s metal category. Now see, again, remember what I told you about the volume? You can either turn this loud if you want to. Nothing wrong with that if you're prepared to stick with the presets at the low volume. To me, they're low. But see, I just basically turned it up way up here to sound good. Or you're like, okay, I want to tweak it and make it better. See that level's at 53? I usually have mine around, 75, 80. And then I can go back here and just do this. Here's the guitar volume. Alright, now let's show you how to navigate throughout the Boss eBand with various tone patches. So basically, you hit your effects button, and then here's your categories. In each category, the progressive category, you hit your right arrow. These are all the tones in that category, progressive. So pan drive. sound good? Now check this out. To me, I don't like having to do this with the volume, but all the presets come low. And by low meaning, let's go inside the Tokyo Dreamland. To go inside a tone patch, see the right arrow? We're going to go inside. Don't worry about this, because I don't even worry about that. It just tells you the graphs. You go into your amp, and these are all your effects. And if they're off, it's going to tell you if it's off. If it's on, you go inside of it. So for the Tokyo Dreamland, these are all the effects for that Tokyo Dreamland preset. This comes with the Boss eBand. Now in the Boss eBand, I hit the amp section, right? See the amp? Play with the volume. They have the compressor going on right there. These are all the settings for the compressor. See? That's pretty self-explanatory. You go into, no, let's say you don't want the compressor. That's up to you. Then you can put it to the octave divider. Now, the octave divider, that's not in the Boss eBand JS-10. Roland Boss, what are you thinking? I don't have this tone. I don't have this octave divider. Isn't it nice? Look, phaser. Now see here on the Overdrive, these are all your overdrives. Now I like my Overdrive better than the JS-8 because it's separate. It's a separate menu. But here's your mid boost, clean boost, treble boost, blues. These are all your overdrives and your distortions. See that? Alright, the JS-8 comes with an AC adapter. There it is. We're going to plug that into the back of the eBand. The back of the eBand looks like this. Here's where you put your flash stick. Here is where you plug it in. Under here, if you remove that little screw, is where the SD card is. Apparently they secured it right back. And over here, you just lift that off, and that is where you can hook up the eBand to the computer. And right here to the side of the Boss eBand is your line in audio jack inputs. This is where you can hook up your stereo to your MP3 player or to external speakers. I have my eBands hooked up to external speakers because then it sounds really powerful, like you would have a 100-watt Marshall going on. I have mine hooked up to a 600-watt powered speaker. I only have one, but it's coming out in stereo, must through my cables and so forth. But you can hook up two different speakers going out at the same time and get really good stereo sound through it. And if you ever want to go jamming with friends or a club, you can literally bring your eBand, hook it up to your powered speaker, and you're going to sound just as good and loud and clear and clean as anybody else using a Marshall amp. 100 watt, 50 watt, half stacks. You can easily match them with a powered speaker that can handle the wattage. Again, mine's 600, but this is where you would hook up your eBand to a powered speaker and it would sound loud and amazing.